Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network, and happy Friday to all. Fridays means Friends of Best Ball. I am joined by Hartman, and in just 1 minute, we are going to draft a BBM6 together. That's right. Again, happy Friday to all. Another Friends of Best Ball. I'm excited to be joined by Hartman today. He's in the streaming street, so be sure to check out his channel and on Twitter, of course. Links are in the description. Hartman, how are you doing today? And how are you ready to draft a BBM6 together?
Oh yeah, I'm always ready to draft a BBM. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
I'm excited to have you on. And again, be sure to check out Hartman's channel. I believe you're going to be streaming with JT later tonight. You were on live earlier. So yeah, check out all your content. Hartman, tell us whatever you have coming up on your channel, or like you said, you got a guest appearance tonight.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna be on JT Best Ball channel tonight. I think around like 7 p.m. my time, and then just kind of streaming around like noon every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's kind of what I'm planning on right now. Yeah,
I like it. So noon, because you're out west. Where do you live?
Pacific time. I'm in like the Bay Area, California.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, are you near BBG? You can do like a basketball meetup.
Yeah, not too, a little far. Like maybe
a little too far for a meetup.
Yeah, maybe like 4-hour drive, something like that. He's closer to like LA area, I think.
Okay, gotcha. It's interesting, like the pockets of people who live in Texas and East Coast and West Coast. So Chad Candles, who streams in the morning, literally lives like 4 or 5 blocks from me in Baltimore.
Oh, really?
And Bruni, who's host Star Jeopardy, lives in Baltimore too. So I said I got to get a Baltimore best ball meetup this summer going.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you guys are that close, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say hi to chat, and then a couple more questions, and then we will jump into a BBM6 if anybody wants to join us. We got my brother Steve. Let's go. JT Bestball, who you will be on with later, quickly becoming one of my favorite channels. Great content here. Thank you. We appreciate that. We love seeing our guy Jamie in here, and he loves your background. And yeah, check out JT Bestball's channel as well. Hartman will be joining him later tonight, and he's been in the streaming streets, so check him out as well. So as I'm getting ready to pull up a BBM for us, are you like a BBM maxer? Do you sprinkle BBMs? Are you more into the other contests? Like, what do you lean into?
So I maxed it last year for the first time.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards maxing it again this year.
Okay. So you're saying we should draft you in Justin Herzig's contest then?
I don't know about that. I'm a little bit overpriced in it, but I don't know if the value's there. There's some guys down there that are better values.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I am planning on maxing it, and then probably also will max the eliminator, or at least get to like 100 of them or so.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fun. That's gonna be a fun like sweat. If you can get through a lot that first week, that'll be a fun sweat for sure.
Yeah, but those are the main two for me. But other stuff, just kind of sprinkle it in, like any small field, like the pugs, the hound dogs. I do those for sure.
Did you get your greyhound in yet? Your fast greyhound?
No, not yet. I'm waiting a little bit, but probably this weekend I'll get it in at some point.
I was gonna say, when do you think that one will fill? Since it's single entry, I guess it.
Maybe like a week and a half, I would guess.
I feel like most of those are. I feel like most of those are like a week. So I ended up doing mine this morning just because I got antsy, wanted to get it done. I mean, I just love those good advanced rate contests. They're like, 1 to 5, 1 to 4, 1 to 6, 2 to 10. Any of those, I'm obsessed with for sure.
Yeah, it feels like in those you just have a way better chance to realize like any EV, any edge. You just have so much of a better chance than like a BBM or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course I want to win $2 million, but I mean, 113 and 116 is rough. So yeah, 1 of 5, 2 of 10 feels a little better. I like my chances a little better. We got folks in chat. It sounds like I do need to schedule a Baltimore meetup. In-laws are in Baltimore, down for a Baltimore meetup. DJ Quill, good to see you. Originally from Baltimore, would be up for a meetup. I asked why I'm a Washington fan. Grew up in Northern Virginia. Steve and I were raised Washington fans, so I've always been a Washington fan. Just happened to be a Washington fan that lives in Baltimore now. And Ant mentions I like doing those time box contests right away. Easier to fill and worse competition. I mean, I just like these time, like the good advance rate and the time box contest, because you can certainly do things with that as well. So that's fun. Steve's doing his Greyhound tonight or tomorrow. I ended up liking my Greyhound. I actually tweeted it. So if anybody who's in here would like to join us, I am going to, I'm up on a couple of slows. I am going to enter a 30-second BBM. We'll check and see how long that'll take. But I'm going to enter a 30-second BBM if you want to join us in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. And we're waiting for 6. So we'll hold and see how if we can get any here, and how long this will take. And I'll bring it up here in a minute. Mike, we always like seeing Mike Robb. Steve, if you want the most TV and Greyhound, you should do it well on a Greyhound bus.
That's the secret.
Yeah, that's the secret. That's the secret sauce. All right. So, and definitely check out Best Ball Overlay. I need to re-download the plugin, so I can't use it today. But Best Ball Overlay, if you're doing a high amount of volume, 25% off with code Fanspeak. And use code Fanspeak for 25% off or $10 off a month, just $30 a month. Definitely, if you're doing volume, it's definitely worth it. I've seen the back end of like the portfolio manager, and that's what I used last year to really help me manage my portfolio. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. And of course, while you're drafting, I won't be using it today, but while you're drafting, it just helps you make those decisions on your exposures, the correlations, the playoff correlations, all that good stuff. All right, this hasn't moved the needle on 6 at all. Let me peek in and see what the 20-second room looks like, and hopefully I don't get stuck in 2.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely a big overlay user too. Like with the Best Ball overlay, like
oh yeah,
it's great. I was looking like the other day. I think I had like 60% Tet McMillan with my Ashton Genty. And I was like, I gotta
pump the brakes on
that.
Yeah.
And it's just because they line up, but they're not correlated. So it's like
right.
Yeah, some stuff like that you might miss without it, kind of.
For sure. Okay, we're down to 3. I checked the 20-second room was actually longer, so I got out of that. I hope I did. Let's make sure I did get out of that. Yes, I'm waiting for 1 BBM and 3 more to start on that. So I will bring that over. If you would like to join us, we're down to 2, so 2 more to start. If you would like to join us in the BBM, I've got a bunch of slows going on. Okay, I still got 6 hours on the clock on some hound dogs. That's good. So let me pull over this BBM here and just waiting on 2. If you would like to join Hartman and I, we got BBO or Best Ball Overlay. But we got Best Ball on call here in chat. Good to see you as well. Ant says, just did my Greyhound a few minutes ago. A lot against Badgeless, and that's always nice. Let's see here.
So do you try to with these time boxes, do you strategize at all with when you enter or anything like that, or just kind of whenever you get time?
Yeah, I really don't strategize much when I enter, especially these ones that are really good. Like you said, they're really only open a week. So I get the if the 3 max, 5 max, 10 max, whatever, if you want to leave a bullet or 2 till the end to see if there's any news edge or something like that. I could maybe do something like that. But on these single entry, if it's just gonna be a week, I usually just pick when it's kind of best for me to draft it.
That makes sense. Yeah. I usually wait a day just because I think
okay. That makes sense.
Just because I think the real sickos, they get them in right away. They see the new contest, they gotta draft it.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't get quite as many of those people, but you never know.
Right. No, that makes sense. That's true. The real sickos just dive right in. And then some do I think for the 3, 5, 10 max, I think some do kind of do some at the beginning, some as it's filling to see if there is any more information. Oh
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I agree. Way more fun getting your guys in a small time box. I tweeted about that today. On these ones, especially that are great advance rates, single entry, I'm just going to go get my guys. I'm going to do my favorite structures, other times, especially if it's maybe like I said, more 3, 5, 10 max, and I have multiple shots at it, I might, mix up, obviously, certainly like structures and builds and that kind of stuff. But yeah, 3, 5, 7, 3 is my favorite. Late round tight ends my favorite. So I did that in the Greyhound today. Got my guys, got Cam Scatterboot, Travis Hunter, and I was happy.
You always end up feeling good about those builds, even if you do give up a little ADP value or something.
Yeah, yeah,
it feels good. Just like, I like all these players. These are the guys I
exactly.
wanted. It wasn't like an exposure play or something like that.
Exactly. And we're still early enough in the summer. It's like, okay, I know at some point I'm going to have to like thin out and balance some exposures, but right now it's like, I just want to go get the players I like. And like you said, those are the teams you feel good about. So, what are you and JT drafting tonight then?
I don't think we talked about it yet. Probably either Eliminator or BBM. I think
Okay.
we did one Eliminator and one BBM last time, I think. So probably one of the two, but I mean, I don't know. The only one I don't really like know much about, like the theory or like how to really play it perfect, is weekly winners. I'm not too big into that one.
Me either. I have tried it the past, has it been 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I haven't done great. I mean, I've like almost broken even basically, but it's not like I've ever had like a really exciting sweat or for like a really good prize. Spread, who does DraftKings show on our channel, he had like a really good sweat and I think finished in like the top 12 and had like a decent payout and stuff. I've never even come close to that. And then I think both years, it's like I probably did like 20 each year and I came close to breaking even. So they're just, I don't know. Wasn't.
Yeah, I think I did like almost exactly the same as that, like around 15 to 20. I think one year I lost like $20 and one year I won like 30, $40. So it's like barely right around even on both of them. So yeah, just not super interesting to me. I'll do a couple, it's kind of
so
fun to have the
top
weekly
heavy.
sweat.
I probably will just do like, honestly, like 5 this year, just so it's like, oh, it's something to check on Sundays when everything else goes awry.
Yeah.
All my parlays and bets and other things, or if I have a bad best ball week, I get something else to check. But I'll probably just sprinkle it this year. Mike Robb says, are the rumors true? Steve chose Andrew to do the new show because he has a red badge and Bernie doesn't. It's hysterical. Bernie's our Alex Trebek. He's busy on Wednesday nights. No, Andrew and Steve got lineup legends every Wednesday, then Jeopardy most Wednesdays. We're actually taking 1 week off, and then we have some really, really exciting showdowns starting June 18th, waiting to decide. June 25th, Steve versus Justin Herzig. So that's going to be awesome. And July 2nd, Peter Overzet versus Neil Warfield. So very fun stuff coming up here. Very, very excited. Still waiting on awesome. 2, but we got, I got to say hi to our guy. Love to see Stephen WC in here. Kelly, always good to see Kelly in here. Happy Friday to you as well. GM Steve, good to see you. Anybody else wants to join us? We've got room for one more, down to one more, and we will get this thing started. It is the 30-second BBM, just one more to start. So what's your favorite spot to get along the board? I know a lot of people do seem this year to kind of like towards the back half. Where like if you are assigned a number that you get the most excited and pumped about.
Probably like 11, maybe.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like about 10 through 12. Yeah,
right around there feels good. Or like I'm super high on like kind of like my guy this year in the first round is like CD Lamb. So like the latest I can kind of get him is like feels good, but you never know where that is really.
Right. That's true. So CD Lamb's been kind of your favorite click then.
Oh yeah, that's definitely like my favorite kind of like flag plant player.
I like
BBM,
that.
I'll go smooth in the first round for the most part, but he's like overall like in puppies and stuff, I'm like taking a pretty heavy stand on him this year.
I like that. And I think that's fun too with like other contests to like make big stands in it and if you're right, that could be, really, really fun. So I like that because, like you said, you're getting a middle of round one kind of, and I mean, there's a world where he can be wide receiver one. I think the Dallas is going to throw a ton.
Oh yeah, I just think their pass volume on that offense is going to be like it's just going to be so high this year. I think, and with fully healthy Dak, Lamb's just like a target machine, and maybe having a legit number two will kind of make him more efficient.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm really in on Dallas's passing game in general this year.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Maybe we'll get lucky and he falls to us. Probably going to be tough at
Probably.
7, but maybe you never know. Looks like we just have, and let me know if you are in here. King of Kings, our guy Frank, King of Kings, is at the 12 spot. We talked about liking 10 through 12. You talked about liking the spot where you can get Lamb. But I don't see anybody else, but definitely Frank, King of Kings, is at the turn at 12. We are at 7, Hartman. So if you can't get Lamb, where do you typically go 7? That I think you could pull up one of those receivers, one of the running backs like Genty or McCaffrey. What do you typically like to do?
7's probably the toughest spot for me.
I know. Yeah, it's probably the same.
I probably lean like McCaffrey. Well, I mean, I lean Gibbs or Lamb if they're there, but
right.
But probably McCaffrey.
Okay, so Gibbs fell to 7, so you want to go Gibbs, obviously, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that doesn't happen that often. Or not a ton. So I think getting Gibbs at 7 is fun. You can create some different combos and stuff. So it did go Chase, Barkley, Jefferson, Bijan. Lamb goes 5, which is typical. And then Genty, we take Gibbs, Puka. So yeah, and then I think I also like the 10 through 12 Hartman because then it feels like you're getting 2 studs. Whereas this, it's like, I still like the guys in the middle to late second round, but it just, I really love what you can get at the late first round, early second round.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the thing is like on the wraparound, and you have so many options too. Like you can go a lot of times double anchor if you wanted. You can go like get an elite tight end with Bowers. You can go double receiver. It's just you're totally open to doing like whatever you want to do in that back half.
Yeah.
Where in the front half, especially, sometimes you kind of get locked into certain builds and stuff.
Right. Oh, no, absolutely. No, that makes sense. Okay, we got Mr. Mister is at the 11 spot. So, okay, he drafted Nico. He's on the clock now. So Mr. Mister is at the 11 spot. So we'll be coming back around here. King of Kings goes Christian McCaffrey, Brian Thomas. I mean, anytime you can get Christian McCaffrey to fall to 12 and then get a stud receiver, that feels really, really fun to me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, CMC at 12, you're not really seeing that much anymore.
No, not anymore. No. I think most rankings have him like 6 through 8. So it's rarely falling to 12. So that's a great start for Frank. That's exciting.
Where do you think CMC will like end the summer, if you had to guess?
If it stays positive, I would say, okay, so we're on the clock. JT, McConkey, Achan at the top of my rankings, and pretty much ADP, but we can pull anybody up that you want.
I would lean Ladd here personally.
I like Ladd. I like those 2 running backs. Don't get me wrong, but I think Gibbs, McConkey is definitely fun.
Yeah, I definitely think like Taylor, Achan feel good there too, but I don't know, just with the other receivers kind of going off, like I kind of more like doing the hero and then getting like another running back maybe in like the 4th round, 5th round kind of
there's
area.
A lot of good ones there too. Absolutely. That still feels like a double anchor to me, which I like a lot.
Right. But like Achan Taylor feels great too.
Yeah. And Steve made a good point about Taylor. Like if it is Daniel Jones, with the injury news with Richardson, and I know Steve and I were bullish. I don't know where you stand on Daniel Jones, but we were kind of bullish on Daniel Jones probably likely winning the job just because of how inaccurate Richardson is anyways. That's probably really, Steve made a good point. That's really good for Taylor because, A-Rich can either steal touchdowns at the goal line or the deep passes that is like one of the few things he does well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and like, and Daniel Jones, he might be a little more willing to check down to the running back and stuff, and he's
Yeah.
a little more accurate in that short range targets and everything. So
Yeah, and like
that
Cooler
does
says,
look good.
Daniel Jones will also likely help extend the drives more than Anthony Richardson did too. Coolers
Oh
also
yeah.
says he likes five or six, and then front half like Lamb or Bijan the most. So yeah, kind of I agree with that too.
Yeah.
And then Steven, the back end of regular best ball, but not in super flex. I agree with that. With super flex, it's nice to be able to get one of those elite quarterbacks for sure. Check out, we just Steve and I taped a super flex strategy show. We'll do a strategy, like an evergreen strategy show that'll just live on the channel all summer long. The super flex strategy show is up because we don't think this is going to be the only super flex that Underdog is going to release. I think there's going to be plenty of those. Have you done many super flex yet?
Yeah, I think I'm about 30 in. I didn't do many last year, but this year I got a little more into it, and I'm kind of liking it.
So we got Chase Brown, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, Josh Allen, Mike Evans on ADP. Anybody, what kind of speaks to you with Gibbs McConkey start?
I probably lean Devontae.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
I'm really high on Devontae in the Rams offense. I mean, that feels feels very nice for sure. So yeah, we start Gibbs, McConkey, Devontae. I like it.
Yeah. No, I really like Devontae where he goes this year. I think me and Steve were actually talking about it a little bit earlier. Because I think I said I like Garrett Wilson a little more, and he wasn't having it. But
was this in a chat in a show with show chat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We were like chatting. But yeah, it was I definitely do like Devontae this year. I think just like his role in the red zone, even without Rodgers, just like his ability to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Even at his later age, that's going to translate, even if he does take a little step back in like overall efficiency. Just
Agree.
in the red zone, he's always open in the red zone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely agree. Appreciate you, Steven. He says has to go hit the like. We appreciate you. We got that hashtag quarterbacks matter. Absolutely. And then yeah, Cooler's talking about trying to do more super flex before the ADP changes. Steve's definitely in the super flex streets. Yeah, Steve and I'm a little higher on Wilson than Steve, but I do get that, like, it's not the most appealing offense with the Jets, but I do think he's going to have a high target share.
Oh yeah. I think that's kind of the argument for him, is just like he might have like one of the higher target shares in like even like the league, like maybe like Malik Neighbors level or
Right.
something, but
Right.
they will be lower volume. So I think that's just where kind of the balance will be.
Right.
It'll
Right.
probably be more run heavy, right? So
Right.
it is tough. It is like a really tough call. I think a lot of these guys in the third round at receiver are like pretty flat. They're like very hard.
I agree. And that's why I really do like Devontae there, because a lot of those it just like you said, feels very flat, very close. Couldn't agree more. So we're up in 1. We're on the clock. Lamar goes top of the ADP. Cook, Jaden, Devonta Smith, Hampton, JMO, Cortland Sutton.
I would be okay with either Jaden or JMO.
I like both of those. Do you have a strong lean with 8 seconds left?
Let's go JMO.
Yeah, let's go Detroit. Like, just lean into Detroit. We already have Gibbs, so let's just say they're going to be just as good of offense as they've always been. And we've got 2 Detroit players already. I like it.
Yeah, and I was thinking a little about Devonta, but I don't think Hurts would have made it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, because
I don't do that much Devonta, and I need to be willing to more, because of course he's such a talented receiver. But yeah, I do need to get more Devonta and Hurts. It just seems like I have more of like the top 3 with quarterbacks, even though Hurts is the one falling. But that is like also a sweet spot for like running backs too. So I think that's why I haven't gotten on it as much as I probably need to. So I definitely need to get some more for sure.
Oh yeah, That's totally fair too. Like I like a lot of those running backs at the turn. I like Kittle a lot when he goes
I
there at
love
the
Kittle.
turn.
Yeah, yeah. Now he's kind of getting more into the fourth round now, end of fourth round, like he did here at he was at pick 45 here. I mean, I get it. I mean, quite honestly, he goes 2 rounds after Bowers, a round after McBride, and he could be tight end one again. So I get the case for him now moving into the kind of the fourth round.
Yeah, if he's healthy, like even if he's not tight end one, like if those guys get a little bit better with touchdowns, like are the points you're losing really worth it to take those guys 3 rounds earlier? Right?
Right,
It's
right.
yeah.
Exactly. That's what I struggle with. Just elite tight end has never really worked for me personally. So, I mean, the highest it has been like Kittle round 5. Okay, so we are coming up in 1 here. Top of the board. So start 0, 1, 3. I do love Kenneth Walker, like in this range, but is there Pickens,
I
Chuba,
would
Mixon?
I would lean Mixon maybe just because the bye weeks, but if you're okay with that, I'm okay with Kenneth Walker too. Just because Walker and
Oh,
Gibbs are the
and
same,
yeah, yeah.
but
That's
but
yeah.
I'm fine with either running back.
Okay, no, that's fine. Let's go Mixon there. I mean, he has the early ADP, so we're kind of getting the bigger fall too, as far as like kind of combos and everything. So yeah, so we start 0, 2, 3. Nice little, balance, start getting some nice running backs and receivers to start. We're up in 8. We'll be up at, so I'll just keep it here for a second, up at 66. This is kind of, I think, a loaded area of both kind of running backs and receivers. Where do you tend to go here in the 6th round?
It depends a little bit on my build. So like at the turn, I probably tend to lean the running backs a little bit more. Like if I can get like Kamara, I'm a
Right.
little lower on Chuba. Like I'm fine with him, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't have a
It's
ton of
hard.
them.
It's hard to buy in.
Yeah, no, I like him. He was great last year. I get it. Like, but and I definitely have some Chuba, but I'm not like overweight or anything. So yeah,
And
top of ADP,
I
obviously Burrow, Addison, Kamara, Henderson, Godwin, Olave, Connor, and then you could pull stuff up. But
yeah. And then like I lean, I don't know, like Kamara, I think is a little bit above some of these other guys. Like he's kind of disrespected just because he's a little older. But I mean, if you go by projectable volume,
yeah,
in the 6th round, it feels like a great value. I
oh
do think
yeah,
on this build, we'd want to lean Addison because we built out so much Detroit. I don't
oh
take him a ton.
that is fun. I don't take him a ton, but that would be fun with Detroit. I mean, even opens up to both quarterbacks potentially.
Oh yeah,
Obviously
definitely.
too. So I agree. But if we got one of these two, I would be happy with that. And yeah, I think both Addison and Kamara, who pretty much have identical ADP and have fallen a little bit. We'll see if either, that would be a bummer if neither get to us, but hopefully
Yeah.
one of them get to us. We'll find out who in 2 seconds who this person takes. Okay, so we'll get one of them. So he goes Henderson, and yeah. So if Addison's there, do you want to go Addison, which is kind of the whole Detroit Vikings correlation and everything?
I think so. Like in a vacuum, I slightly lean Kamara, but
Yeah,
I think we have two running backs we feel good about. We have a 1st round running back, and
right.
Addison correlates with our whole team with the bets we've already made.
Yeah,
So it feels better getting him.
I agree. I do need more JJ McCarthy too. It's so that kind of opens up another potential stack as well. So I like that. We start 0, 2, 4, Gibbs, Mixon, McConkey, Devontae Adams, Jamison Williams, Jordan Addison definitely have some stack potential, available to us, which is always fun. So that's nice. Let me catch up with chat really quick. Yeah, I don't know if I said hi to Disbanded Brotherhood, but he's got the dot. Always good to see you. And yeah, discussing Devontae, and then Coolers asked how you felt about the so you're about the 49ers receiver. So you're a Ricky P guy, huh?
Yeah, that's the one I lean the
I
most.
draft the most Ricky too, actually. So I mean, I've drafted it, but I don't draft much Ayuk.
Yeah, Ayuk's the toughest one right now. The injury's just so bad, and
Yeah.
he didn't look. If he looked better, maybe last season, I'd have an easier time buying in. But
Hmm.
coming off the multi ligament knee injury, like I, I definitely mix him in because he has huge late season hammer upside, but it's
Yeah.
really hard to click him like where he goes right now.
Yeah. No, that I just think he should be like a couple rounds later. I agree. Steve was talking about Kamara finished top 10 in points despite missing the last 3.5 games, which is incredibly impressive. Yeah, Ricky is Steve's guy as well, but does want a decent share of Jennings. Yeah, I have definitely more Ricky, but do need to kind of even out and get some Jennings too. Ant's off of him. He says they're going to implode this season. I like them. They got an easy schedule. Everything went wrong for him last year. I'm still buying in. Or you said you like Ricky. Are you still buying into San Francisco, Hartman?
Oh yeah, Kittle, CMC, Ricky.
Yeah.
I Juwan Jennings too. Like I mean, the implosion was last season. I don't know how they last season was the implosion.
It was
You know.
in play. It was bad. I mean, literally everything went wrong last year. So yeah,
I,
no, I think they could be in for a nice bounce back.
well, I think the defense could be a lot worse this year, but I don't really think that that's necessarily a bad thing for how we're buying into the offense because
Right.
even CMC is such a pass catcher. Like, I don't necessarily think their defense being a lot worse will matter too much because they did lose a lot of people on contracts and stuff, but
I just queued up a bunch here. So Golden, Junkins go top of the board that I like. Diggs, Pollard, Swift. So you want to scroll down a little and kind of double stack Vikings, Hawkinson. What do
oh,
you like?
I can only see the board.
Oh, that's my fault. My fault. So 9 seconds. Diggs, Pollard,
Uh
Swift,
I'd go
Hawkinson.
Pollard.
Okay, that works for me. I like that. That's a really strong third running back there. And I know so Steve and I talk about that a lot where we're trying to build for running back to the flex. These are three strong projectable volume running backs with Gibbs, Mixon, Pollard, all different bye weeks. Sorry about sharing the wrong screen.
Oh
Apologize.
no,
I
that's fine.
mixed that up a lot. McConkey, Devontae Adams, Jamison Williams, Addison. So we already have like a whole, Lions Vikings thing going on with week 17. I'll
Well,
keep it. Go ahead. Sorry.
We have Chargers Texans too because we have
Yeah.
Mixon and Lab.
Great. Yes. Perfect point there. So yeah. So we'd be up at 90.
And we
Um,
could look at I would lean Hawk or Mooney.
okay. I was just
Because
going
we
to
could
queue up
do
Mooney too. Yeah.
we could do I mean Diggs would be a good value. Okay, Diggs goes, so we don't have to worry about that.
Right.
But Mooney goes with our Devontae too, so we would be like fully kind of
Oh,
stacked out.
yeah. Yeah. No, that's a lot of week 17, which is really nice. Yeah. So yeah, Diggs, King of Kings. He's sharp. He goes Diggs and Hawkinson, two of the ones we
Take
have.
both.
Yeah. Frank, if you're watching, I mean, love you, but I don't love drafting with you because you're too damn sharp. But yeah, no, I like both those picks. We had them queued up. Okay, so if Mooney's there, we'll go Mooney then, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I like guys like Downs too, but I just I would just lean Mooney probably in general. I kind of go between them in general, but with the correlation, I just lean towards that for a
Yeah.
tiebreaker.
Yeah, no, it's a great tiebreaker, and Mooney goes. So, top of
Okay.
ADP is the quarterbacks: Mbuka, Higgins, Pittman,
Um,
Burton.
I probably lean Higgins or Pittman. I'd want to get the fifth receiver.
Yeah, that works for me. I queued both up. Do you have a preference? I'm fine with
Uh,
either. Don't think there's no bye week. Oh,
Higgins goes with Lad.
okay. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. We're having that correlation of Texans Chargers. So yeah, that
and
that makes a lot of sense. And we have 2 week 8, 2 week 6, but that's fine. It's not like as long as we didn't keep hammering those bye weeks. So 0, 3, 5, I like that. Feels nice. And then we have so many potential stacks that we can look into too, which is nice.
yeah, and like there's a lot of games we have kind of built out on both sides. So like,
Yeah.
we can look at Stroud or Herbert, Goff
Yeah.
or JJ. Like we have a
Exactly.
lot of options. I always feel good having a lot of options in kind of that like QB window. where even if I get sniped on the guy, I can still feel really good about getting a different guy.
Cooler said made that one sweat. I did. We took that down to the wire thanks to my not having the right window open. Anne makes a good point about the easy schedule. Sometimes, low scoring games in a playoff week, like if they don't need to do a lot of pushback. I get the case for that, but they also could just put up a lot of points on some of these teams too. So I get that there's two sides to that coin. Steve talks about San Francisco absolutely needs Trent Williams to stay healthy. Welcome to my world. Yeah, when we were drafting, Steve's like, I can't see what you're talking about. Running back saying the flex should be common sense no matter the format. Running backs are king. I always love Thad's hashtags. Absolutely. And Steve and I, and I'm sure Hartman agree with that as well. And yeah, we'll just scoop the value. Okay, Tampa Bay correlates and Mika is under. I do need to start taking some. It's such a crowded room. I feel like he should fall a little. I haven't taken, but I probably haven't taken enough. So, how about you? Where do you stand on Ibuka?
On Ibuka, I'm kind of in the middle. Like I'm probably actually a little lower on him. I am
too. I just think he should fall a little. Yeah.
Like I prefer Jaden Higgins or Trey Harris. Maybe Trey Harris is like kind of crowded too, but like Jaden Higgins feels like he has a lot better runway to production than Amika does right away.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's tough though. I think with a lot of these rookies, seeing them in camp and how they're kind of deployed might be really helpful.
Yeah. So we're back on the clock. I think I have the right screen. Top of the board, Kyler, Jordan Mason, Jalen Warren, Justin Fields, Caleb, Tracy, Mark Andrews. Don't think we have to reach for our stacks yet. What are you thinking? You want to do Jordan Mason with further Vikings correlation?
Yeah, probably. It is a lot of week 6, but they're at different positions.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. Are you okay? Well, we're down to the wire.
I think that feels good. That's a really strong.
Then we can just tack on one running back late. Honestly, that's a really, really strong running back room. So,
yeah, and like I don't. It was just hard because I felt like he was clearly the best player for us. If there was another guy closer, I'd be more okay with like going with the bye weeks. But I feel like at that spot, there wasn't really anyone else we could have looked at.
Yeah.
That was too close.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was just queuing up to keep an eye on some of the quarterback stacks that we were potentially, because we could stack, like you said, Goff or JJ, Herbert or Stroud. So we have kind of multiple stack options available as we're coming up. We'll be back up at 114. Could go Goff there. Is there any up in 7, just to keep an eye on? Is there anything top of ADP? Other quarterbacks that we don't have, stacks with: Tracy, Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram, Rashad Bateman. So you could grab a 6 receiver, you could grab Andrews or Ingram, or we could just get our first quarterback. What do you like?
I think we should lean quarterback unless we really don't have anyone available.
Especially Goff if he falls to us, because we have both Gibbs and JMO. So I like that.
Well, like I love Fields, but I think Fields, like without a stack, is good when you don't feel like you've really had a chance to build out games well.
Yeah.
But when we've built out so many games so well, I don't really think we need to look at like a unstacked QB.
I totally agree. I think Fields, like, had you gotten a lot of, like you said, receivers where the stacks don't make sense or the game stacks don't make sense, then he's a fine click there. But when you have these stacks built out, I think you go for it for sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Where are you on Andrews? I do like his price. I haven't drafted enough just because I think draft quarterbacks so much in this area. Where are you on Mark Andrews?
I like Mark Andrews quite a bit.
Yeah, I need to get some more of him.
I think like he, obviously ran hot on touchdowns, but he was also coming off that injury. He started really slow last year and he still put up a great season.
Oh yeah.
I think just with that offense as a whole, he's going to be Lamar's guy in the red zone. He's been that for years. So I think he's a good value where he goes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, I agree. So Fields goes there. We're up in 2. We'll see if Goff falls to us. If Goff doesn't fall to us, would you pull up Herbert, wait on it, or go somewhere? Or would you go like a Mark Andrews?
um, if Goff doesn't fall, I'd probably want to look at receiver or Mark Andrews.
I'll just cue Mark Andrews just in case. Receiver. Okay, so Goff falls to us.
Okay,
You want me to
Goff.
go ahead and let's get
Yeah.
that like that. So we start 1, 4, 5 in our first 10 rounds. That always feels nice to me. I'm usually, I don't know, where do you stand on tight ends? Do you mix it up? Do you draft more late round, more elites? Where do you stand on tight ends?
I kind of mix it up. I have a decent amount. Like I'm slightly overweight on all three of the like highest tight ends, like Kittle, Bowers, McBride.
Okay.
But like 10, 11% on them.
Yeah.
I really like this pocket that goes like around 130, where it's like in Joe. I really like Njoku and Kraft. Those are my 2 highest owned.
Okay. That
So I
makes sense.
really like targeting one of those 2. They were both really high. Like Njoku was, I think, tight end 5 in points per game last year. And
Right.
Kraft, he put up 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. I think even with a slight improvement in that offense, like, he could be a really big value.
Yeah.
I do like Hawkinson Andrews also. But what
Yeah.
what about you? How do you usually play it?
Not much of the elites. I need to force myself to get like at like 4 or 5%. But Kittle is the one that I want to be like 12% or more. So he's one that I will get. Then I need to get some more Laporta, that to Andrew's range. I'd say I mostly live into like 12th to 18th round tight ends because there's just so many there that I like. Steve says this might put Meg's scout ownership under 70%. We did just miss him, but Jordan Mason, I think, was a fine click. We've got our guy, Fancy Football Garage. Always good to see Candyman in here. Hope you're doing well. I try not to pair up Mason and JJ personally the way he profiles as RB. I get that coolers. I don't mind like just soaking up a lot of the Vikings touchdown equity, though, if we think he could be more the goal line guy. Where do you stand on the Mason thing, Hartman?
I think if we just had Mason, I totally agree.
Okay, we are on the clock.
Okay.
Sorry about that. As I just
Yeah.
asked, so 127, we could pull up like a Stroud, but there are like Loveland, Kirk, Besh. There are some good receivers, tight ends.
Can we see tight end really quick?
Yeah, so it's Loveland, Kraft, Kincaid at the top.
Let's go either Stroud or McCarthy. Or
Which one?
Stroud.
Stroud's fine. Okay, that works for me. So we've got 2, 4, 5 different bye weeks with those 2 quarterbacks. We'll just stay here. Now, if McCarthy's there, would you go there, or would you? Because I wrote about like drafting 3 quarterbacks in the pocket of 8 through 13. I don't mind doing that, especially when they're all stacked. But it's totally up to you what you'd like to do in this draft.
I think it's okay if we wanted to do it. They do have the same bye week.
Oh, I didn't pay attention. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so
do we have any other options at like with our stacks? Can I see the receivers we have?
Yes, of course. So McConkey's good. He's got. So we do still have Stafford. We got Goff and then Addison Higgins. So we have the Addison Higgins, or excuse me, we have JMO Higgins stacked up and Gibbs.
Okay.
So we still have Stafford. Well, what bye is he? He's
8.
The same as so he's the same as Goff. So, but with our tight ends, we could potentially build out. JJ does go to again the sharp Frank King of Kings takes JJ. So top of the board with 2 picks to go is Jack Besh, Hollywood Brown, Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft, Dalton Kincaid, and then those running backs Benson. I think we could wait and tack on a 5th running back later, but what are you thinking here?
Oh yeah. I lean Kraft pretty heavily.
Okay, that works for me. I need to get some more Kraft. I'm not logged in. I need to download the update for BBO. No, I need to get some more Kraft. So let's get our first tight end there. 2, 4, 5. That feels good through 12. I like that a lot. So yeah, so you said Kraft is one of your higher owned, right?
Yeah, I think he's my highest owned tight end overall. It's either him or Njoku, but
Yeah,
I think like he's probably the most consistent like guy in that Green Bay offense, unless Golden really does take over. Like Kraft put up 707 last year,
right.
and I just think that's as a second year player and hopefully an improving offense. You know, Jordan Love had some injury problems. Um,
Yeah,
I just really think he could have kind of like a breakout season at tight end. In last year, he was really good, like better than this ADP would indicate, I think.
right, right.
Um,
No, that is true, and I definitely need to get more. I think some of those like more crowded rooms I get, are scared off a little, and I need to not because again, look what he did last year, and I need to get some more craft. So I like that pick there. The chat's talking about Mark Andrews, which I think I need. He's another one. It goes a little earlier than when I start taking tight ends, and I do need more of. Mike Rob says the Shops need a 12-step program for the love of Scattaboo. Steve makes a good point. Imagine if Washington drafted him, it would be very dangerous. Matthew Golden Tate, like that. Frank, we're live. We got in a room with you. We hate it. We hate drafting with you. You're too good. So good to see you, though, Frank. Love your draft so far because you've taken a lot of the guys that we've queued up.
I was actually hoping a little that Love went just like a pick or two ago. I didn't say it, but I was hoping a little he might
Could
come
you
back.
imagine if he would have come back? That would have at 151. That would have been insane to have Goff, Stroud, Love. Like again, talking about like three in the quarterback window. That would have been amazing. So we're on the clock, top of the board, based on ADP: Garendo, Pitts, Bigsby, Algier, Tua, Eckler, Bryce Young, Romeo Dubs. What are your thoughts?
That's a tough spot. We could either go probably like a top RB, I guess, and finish it out.
Okay,
Or we could go like
who's your
Jalen
favorite?
Noel.
Who's your favorite? 'Cause I'll just
Algier's fine.
Okay, that works.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
that was
because we had two bye week 6s and so this is bye week 5.
just
So
Kraft, I think, is by week 5. That's our only other one.
oh yeah, no, but I mean running back room is good then. So we have 5 running backs. We're done at running back. Probably tack on another quarterback and a couple more receivers and tight end. So we'll be up in 6. Might as well keep it here. Did you want to, like look at tight ends? Did you want to look at tight ends? Is strange. It is a kind of a good pocket for tight ends in this area. Probably our next pick too. Strange, Ertz, Henry, Freiermuth, Gesicki range, or top of the receivers. Noel, if you wanted to further build that out. Thielen. I was going to say we could grab Bryce Young, but he just went. And to our guy in chat at the 11 spot. Stafford has the same bye week as so what are you thinking?
I would probably lean Stafford. Well, can we see the board quick? Is the Puka, which side is the Puka drafter on?
Yeah, let me go back here. So Puka was at 8. So he's coming up. So
okay. He's probably about to pick Stafford.
Yeah, he only has Lamar, so wouldn't be surprised if he did. Okay, so Gino goes, Thielen go. Yep, Stafford goes. Yep, you called it. All right, so what are you thinking here?
So I would say either Noel or Zach Ertz. Probably.
Right. I'll let you choose.
Probably Zach Ertz. Probably Zach Ertz. We have 2 Texans pieces.
Yeah,
we don't need to go too crazy. We have a lot of week 6 buys at receiver.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. What are you thinking for like a third quarterback at this point? You could do like I was just going to say our 2 bye weeks are 8 and 6. You could do like a Freiermuth and get like Rodgers. You could do like a trying to think like an Alec Pierce and get Daniel Jones. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Which, by the way, Steve wrote an article for the Substack about Aaron Rodgers, Daniel Jones, now very appealing, obviously, given the situations that have unfolded these last couple of days. I will be posting that right after this show, so check that out. If you are a subscriber to the Substack, if you're not, $34.99 for the entire year, 3 to 4 articles a week from Steve and I, rankings for all the different formats. I'll be updating Steve's rankings tonight, my rankings tomorrow or Sunday. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll have all formats, including DraftKings and drafters, and we'll keep them updated. And then, like I said, 3 to 4 articles a week, link in the description for our Substack. But that just was topical since we were talking about potential stack that could open up with either Rodgers or Daniel Jones. So what
I like the idea if we get Freiermuth. He does have the same buy as Kraft, but like I don't really worry too much at tight end.
Yeah, tight end,
okay.
especially
He
in.
goes.
Oh, he goes. Okay, and Pierce goes. Damn. Okay. I mean, Gesicki is one I'm obsessed with that I click a ton. Just a third tight end is Mike Gesicki, and getting part of the Bengals never feels bad. Any other thoughts?
I mean,
receivers.
He doesn't really correlate with anything. I like Pat Bryant a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Could we see the tight end tab quick though?
Sure, yeah. So Gesicki, Mason Taylor, Dalton Schultz. Obviously, we could get him later though.
So I lean Pat Bryant.
Okay.
Just because I do agree with you that Gesicki's the best tight end left, but I think we can get Mason Taylor or Dalton Schultz and still feel okay.
Yeah.
And I think, like, to me, like, Pat Bryant is just a guy I'm really high on. He gives us a different bye week than the rest of our guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Is there any, I guess there's no other Cole. I've never really clicked Adonai Mitchell. But I mean, honestly, a guy like Daniel Jones, if you wanted as a third quarterback, you really, I mean, you could just
he
tack
runs
him on.
enough.
He runs enough. Exactly. That's what I was basically thinking.
I mean, we could do like a gross like Saints thing too.
I know.
But that's maybe not as like sure like who's
Yeah.
gonna be the starter, right? So maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, I know Steve's drafted some Tyler Shuck. I haven't much, but he does a lot more volume than I do. So it's a hard click for me to do, but I get it. He'll probably be the starter. They drafted him, the second round? And asked, not worried about Vele. I mean, I think there's just a lot of upside with Pat Bryant. What's your take on that?
I mean, I'm not really worried about Vele. He was getting like very short yardage passes. They were almost using him like a tight end fullback. Like he might get some decent games, but just his usage, I just don't really see him having a giant impact. I think, not worried about Vele because he had like a couple good days at camp this week, but like, I don't know. A lot of people look good in shorts and a t-shirt. Like,
yeah,
he didn't have a giant role last year.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The other thing you could do is, if Mike Gesicki falls back, he just goes. If Mason Taylor falls back, are you interested in that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think he's kind of like the last tight end I feel okay about.
Yeah, the other ones is like you're kind of swinging for upside with like an Arroyo or something like that. So
Yeah.
I really do like Mason Taylor. I would think that's a great third tight end. I mean, considering we didn't take our first tight end till 138, Kraft, Ertz, Mason Taylor feels good. One thing I'll throw out that we could do is like a Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson. I know I talk about Roman Wilson way too much, but you could do that and like a Rodgers, or you could just do like a Daniel Jones as a third piece.
What does the one spot have at QB? Are they, or sorry, if you it doesn't
one
matter.
Spot. No. I'm looking.
I know they picked DK, so
that's
no,
right.
They didn't.
Who got
they didn't.
Who got Metcalf?
Okay,
six. Right. Okay, so 6 got Metcalf, and they went later, so they may try to take Rodgers, and they'll have 2 picks before us, so maybe they go Rodgers because he just has Cam Ward and Drake May.
But I'd be okay with that idea though. Calvin Austin there. Oh, he goes right there with the Freiermuth.
Oh, yeah. That makes a ton of sense.
I mean, we could just grab dimes, then we could grab like AD Mitchell. I know you said you don't take him much.
I don't take him much. He went actually earlier. He went 182.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, no, but he's someone I should be open to taking, especially late, because again, at those clicks. It's so late that I get it. So I'm just going to queue up Daniel Jones, put up over the right tab here. Yeah, I think go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Or do you ever take dart or not really? Like unless you get neighbors or something.
If I have neighbors, I'll sprinkle them in. But I
he
think
won't start right away.
Yeah, I get it in these classic contests when you're playing for like the end of the season. If you have two quarterbacks you're comfortable with tacking on dart, I usually would just do it in like a build with like a neighbors or Giants. So do you want to go Daniel Jones here, or is there anybody else you want to click first? We have two more picks.
Danny Dimes is fine. And then just whatever receiver we like the most in the last
then
round.
We can just focus on that. So top of the these are my ranks, but top of ADP is Demario Douglas, Diami Brown, Asovis, Coker, Atwell, Calvin Austin, Royals, Io Manor, Tesla, Ray McLeod, Mari Cooper to Jalen Tolbert, and then scroll down and name your pick if there's any fun ones you like. I know Steve likes MVS as a late scroll down. Did my guy Roman Wilson already go? Oops, I typed the wrong thing. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he did go. Where did he?
That's surprising to see him go before Calvin Austin.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, he went to the one spot. There was some decent coach, Pittsburgh beat reporter stuff this week. So I don't know if that, but yeah, no. Usually he is kind of available at the end there. So coming back up with our last pick, this draft went really fast, fun. We appreciate everybody joining us in chat. We're just focusing on receivers, Austin, Tolbert, MBS, Coker, Tesla, Cooks to Atwell. What do you like in, or anybody that you want to pull up?
So, I mean, I think like either Austin, Coker, or if we wanted another Detroit piece, we'd go Tesla. We could also look at like a bring back if there's anyone decent. I don't really think there's much for a bring back though.
Yeah, I apologize that I'm not logged into BBO. That helps us, and that's why you can use code Fanspeak for 25% off on Best Ball Overlay.
Indy plays the Jaguars, is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
So I mean, like if there is like Diami Brown, he's gone, I think.
Yeah, anyways. He's gone. Yeah.
So I guess one of those three probably. I'm pretty much fine with any of them. Don't really have a strong take. I mean, let's go Coker, I guess. He's only falling because he had that little bit of a soft tissue injury. I like him over Leggett.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. No, I like this team. I like how this finished out a lot. And we will look at our team and the 11 spot. I got to remember his name, but the 11 spot and Frank's team. Let me catch up with the chat really quick. Made cursing on 2 straight streams. Did I get sniped? Did I curse when I sniped? My bad. Got to spice it up. That's right. Okay, that's right. Mr. Mister's at the 11th spot. Took him for Jags bring back. No need to apologize. No need to apologize. Russell Wilson, Jalen Hyatt. I have not done that. I did not a Jalen Hyatt gal. Yeah, we got our Coker for the Coke heads out there. Okay, so yeah, the chat was on it. Indy Jags. So, okay, let's check out our team, Hartman. See how you feel about it here. I'll label it, and yeah, we can be on your way. You got a stream tonight with JT Best Ball. So let's see. That was my Greyhound earlier. Oh, got to refresh. That was the last Friends of Best Ball.
Yeah, I think the team went pretty good overall. You know, a little better here and there, but I think it came out pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt pretty good with the finished product overall, but I'll read in a minute if it ever goes to completed here. Let's see. There we go. All right. So we ended up from the 7th spot. Didn't get Lamb, obviously, but we got 3-5-7-3. Did get a falling Gibbs, Goff, Stroud, Daniel Jones, Gibbs, Mixon, Pollard, Jordan Mason, Tyler Algier, Loud McConkey, Devontae Adams, Jamison Williams, Jordan Addison, Jaden Higgins, Pat Bryant, Jalen Coker, Tucker Kraft, Zach Ertz, Mason Taylor. Like you'd said all throughout, like we were building out kind of those week 17 correlations and quite honestly good offenses of Lions, Vikings, Texans, Chargers. Was there another one? Atlanta, skinny of Atlanta and Rams, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of different team stacks there. We had a lot of quarterback stack options, ended up stacking up Goff, Stroud, and then just went naked Daniel Jones, taking the running upside, we believe to be the starter. I really like this team. We had, gotten 5 receivers through 90 and tacked on 2 fun ones. And then, did kind of like a later tight end build, but still really like the room. What are your thoughts, Hartman?
Yeah, I mean, I like how the team came out quite a bit overall. Like, I think the QB room feels perfectly fine, even though we got like the late Daniel Jones.
Right.
Like with Goff and Stroud, I feel pretty comfortable with that. And then Jones, they spread it around quite a bit on Indy. He has a lot of rushing upside, so getting him naked doesn't feel too bad.
Right.
Running back, I feel like great with that running back room. I think
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest strength of this team overall.
Definitely. Yeah.
That feels really good. And then at receiver, I feel pretty good overall with our receivers. I think we picked, we got some good talent near the top, and then we got a lot of rookie upside, and we got them all correlated, kind of stacked with our other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the receiver room is maybe like a little bit risky just with like the later guys being rookies, but I think we got enough talent up top that I think it feels totally fine.
Yeah, McConkey, Adams, JMO, Jordan Addison. That feels good. And then taking some upside swings with Higgins, Pat Bryant, Coker with youth. I like that.
Yeah, I think we were able to correlate it all really well too. And like a tight end room like that is kind of like exactly what I like to build.
Same. Yeah.
Like kind of one like not quite super late guy, like a mid-range guy almost.
Yeah.
And then 2 kind of later guys. Like that always feels great.
Right.
To me.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Let's take a look. I got to say hi to our guy, another Baltimore guy, Jim Waller in chat. Good to see you, Jim. Love me some Jordan Mason as well. Absolutely. I think you could have passed on Taylor and went for another wide receiver. Yeah, I think it depends on how comfortable you are with the late tight ends. Like if you really have, I mean, I do like Arroyo and some of the that Arroyo is probably the one I'm comfortable with late. Maybe like a Jatavian Sanders could have still been there the next round. But what are your thoughts on that specifically?
I don't think that's a bad call. Like I probably, if we passed on Taylor, I probably would have just went like 2 tight ends even. Because I think tight end, you like, even though we don't feel great stopping at 2, like it's the lowest scoring position overall. So it doesn't feel too terrible.
Right.
And then, but I feel like we liked our receivers enough that we didn't really need to do that.
Yeah, I think it's because getting 5 through the first 90, I felt comfortable.
Yeah. Like if I felt weaker with the receiver room, like then I probably would have been more inclined to do that. But also the receiver options available, I don't feel like were great because I think we kind of saw them around then and they were pretty well wiped out where like the very last round guys kind of felt similar to the guys available around then.
Just pulling over the board, like where we took Mason Taylor. After that, the receivers are like the DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen's, Roman Wilson, who I didn't mention. I didn't think he'd go that early, but Wicks, Tyler Lockett, Steve dressed way too much. I make fun of him. No, Demario Douglas. So yeah, so I do think there's like, it's, you can make a case for all those guys in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't hate the call. Like,
no, I don't get. I get what he's saying.
7 though.
Yeah, no, and good to see you, Putt Daddy. I totally get what you're saying, though, for sure. Let's take a quick look at the other 2 in chat, 11 and 12. So at the 11 spot, we appreciate you joining us there, Mr. So 2592, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Derrick Henry, Chuba Hubbard, Aaron Jones, Charbonnet, Tootin. That's a fun running back room. Nico Collins, Tet, Travis Hunter, Chris Godwin, Cooper Kupp, Quentin Johnson, Adai Mitchell, Dami Brown, Savion Williams, Brenton Strange, Dalton Schultz. So stacked up both the quarterbacks with the rookie receivers in Tet and Travis Hunter. So that's fun. Tacked on Diami Brown and Strange to that stack. Yeah, I mean, running back room is amazing too. What do you think about this team, Hartman?
I think it's pretty good overall. I think the running back room is really strong. I think
Yeah,
those two QBs, you're fine stopping at two if you want. They both should start like all year. The
right,
receivers were like a little bit lighter on capital, but he threw on enough volume.
right,
Actually, he got pretty good early capital too, so that's actually a lot of volume at receiver.
right.
So that feels pretty good. I would have maybe just like thrown one of those late like receivers maybe at a third tight end, but
Yeah, yeah,
because
like
I
a
don't know if he needed 9 because he spent a good amount of early capital. He
right,
had Nico, Tet, Hunter.
right. And then
But I mean,
tacking
I
on
like the
even a
team
Godwin Cup.
overall.
Yeah, no, I like the team overall too. I agree. I probably would have done 3 tight ends there as well, but that's just nitpicking, honestly, too. I agree
Oh,
with
yeah.
you. Yeah, but overall, it's a very strong team for sure. So very well done, Mr. And then we got our guy. I'm not sure if he's still in chat, but I know he jumped in, say he didn't realize he was drafting with us, but he was at the 12 spot, 2682. Our guy Frank, King of Kings. If you see him in your room, get scared. He's a good drafter. Caleb Williams, JJ McCarthy, 2 fun quarterbacks to stack up. CMC, Kyron, Tajee Spears, Braylon Allen, Rico Dow, JCM, the little lower owned pick there, probably Washington 7th rounder. And then BTJ, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze. So double stacked Caleb there, Ricky Pearsall. So your guy, and I agree, Diggs, that's a really strong top 5 receivers. And then tacked on Dubs, Slayton, Isovis, Hawkinson, and Ingram. Yeah, Frank's always a sharp drafter. You really can't poke many holes in his draft.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that team looked pretty good. Frank must be a big Ricky Pearsall fan. I don't know if you saw the ADP where he picked him.
Oh,
But
where'd he
that was,
go? Oh, yeah, he might be. Yeah, might have him
I
ranked
guess,
pretty damn high. Yeah, 61.
oh, I guess on the turn with the Bears double, that's probably why he did it. Get
Ah,
the
that's
bring
right. He's
back.
on. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. And, sometimes it is
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, it's whatever, 12, 13 spots, but I like this guy and he correlates. So, yeah, that was a good call
Right.
to realize it was, correlated to the Chicago, especially since he double stacked Caleb and everything. So,
Yeah.
um,
No, but that's a really nice team. I like that team overall.
No, yeah, that was a really good team. But no, that was super fun. Yeah, no, thank you, Mr. for joining us. Was going to go 3 tight ends. No, but we appreciate everybody joining us on the stream, joining us in chat, joining us for those that did join us in the draft. We got Who Hames in here. So Pam driving home to be my entertainment. Happy to be. Happy to, we're going to get off here in a minute, but happy to be your entertainment, Who Hames. Yeah, before we get out of here, Hartman, any final thoughts for the people? Again, you'll be on JT Best Ball later, streaming a lot, like you said, on weekends. Any other final thoughts for the people?
No, I mean, I think we built a pretty good team. It was a lot of fun. It's always fun just like kind of building the team with different people and
Yeah.
you kind of mix like your perspectives and stuff. Maybe get like a guy you don't totally take or kind of a
Yep.
build you don't always do. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like I
always
need to
just
get more
fun to
craft. You helped me get some craft.
yeah, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
always fun. Thank you guys for having me on. It's a lot of fun and the Jeopardy was fun. So you guys do a lot of cool stuff on this channel and
Yeah,
fun
hopefully
to get to be a
you
little
get
part.
your way back into the tournament. You had like down to the wire last question between you and Candyman. Candyman gets it at the buzzer, but you had such a high score, you could work your way back into the tournament. So it's going to be fun. I appreciate you saying this. This is a lot of fun. I think you make a good point. There are so many cross streams now and people drafting together, and it is good to like mix opinions because I know myself when I'm drafting, on my own, I certainly can get a little take lock sometimes. So it is fun to like mix up different perspectives or hear different perspectives, mix up different strategies. I agree with you. I wonder, I know people have been cross streaming the last couple of years, but it seems like this year there's so many. It'll be interesting to see, and BBM especially, but any tournament, how many like stream teams make the finals.
Oh yeah, no, that would be pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully,
because you'd be like
hopefully
heading
plenty.
in. Yeah, hopefully plenty, hopefully ours. But hopefully plenty because it would be so cool to then like be like, okay, we're about to start week 17. Let's, watch back the stream and see see where we went right or wrong here. But yeah, I think there's just so many streams that it would be fun to see some stream teams in the finals and hopefully we're a part of that. So thank you, Best Ball on Call. We appreciate you. So yeah, again, check out Hartman's information in the description of the show. Also, of course, check out our Best Ball Substack, link in description, $34.99 a year. We're streaming all the time. If you're not already subbed, be sure to sub to the Fanspeak network and turn that bell on. But we certainly appreciate you. For Hartman, I'm Meg. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and we will see you next time.